stunning bit of scenery was from our trip last week over to Italy for the International Feeder Challenge. That was a competition that I spoke about in last week's Thursday night vlog, and it's an event that they run quite often just about a month before each World Feeder Fishing Championship on the venue, just to give all the nations that aren't familiar with the venue just a bit of a taster for what it's like under match conditions. I was fortunate enough to be selected to fish for England again. It was only my second opportunity to fish in an England shirt, and it was an absolutely fantastic experience. It was a two-day competition over Saturday and Sunday, and like I say, while I can't talk about the actual tactics and the tackle and baits that we used, purely because the World Championships is on that same venue in just a month's time, so after that event, in just over a month, I'll be able to give you just a bit of an idea about the sort of kit that we use. But obviously for now, as with everything within the England camp, everything is closely guarded and it's under wraps. It was a wonderful event. I'll put the results up at the end of the video for you. We took two teams over from England, and you know, it was just, we had a couple of days just to kind of practice on the venue, get to know it. We'd never fished it before, just to get an idea of the tactics, the species of fish that we were after, and what kind of approach we might need to get the best from, you know, whichever peg and whichever section that you drew. It was a fantastic experience. We actually ended up finishing first and second as an England team. Our team ended up winning, absolutely over the moon with it. You know, we were only in about 5th or 6th position after day one, and then obviously we just tweaked tactics a little bit and dug in really deep on day two, and we came back and won the event. I've got a few photographs at the end of the video for you just to show you from the presentation and that sort of thing. So it actually resulted in one of those, a gold medal. I can't tell you how pleased I am for us to have won that. It's absolutely fantastic. In the company that we were in, you know, on the world stage against, you know, some of the best teams in the world on a venue we didn't know in a strange country. Our team did fantastic. You know, our captain was Adam Wakeling. We also had, there was obviously myself fishing, Will Freeman, Eddie Bryden, and making his debut as well, has done brilliant all over the last few months, is Gaz Lambert. You know, he returned a fantastic score on his debut. You know, he won his section on day one and he was second in his section on day two. Absolutely an awesome performance for anyone, never mind on your debut, so massive congratulations to him. Everyone dug deep. I was fortunate enough to have 2 section wins, day one and day two, and you know, it was just, on day one it was, like I said, I can't talk about tactics and stuff, but you know, when you know you've got a little bit of nerves kicking in and you're obviously fishing in an English shirt and all that sort of things, it's just more about control and composure and just staying cool and calm. The temperatures were nearly 30 degrees every day, so managing your bait and all that sort of stuff was an issue. So like I said, I've got some still photographs at the end of the video for you, and I'll be able to talk a little bit more about, you know, the kind of tackle that we used in a month's time after the World Feeder Championships. I had the privilege of travelling with Will Freeman. Everyone knows what a brilliant angler he is. He's a brilliant all-round angler, especially a feeder angler, but travelling with Will really opens your eyes as to regards why Tommy puts so much faith in him and the lads to look after the bait and stuff when they go away on these foreign trips, you know, to go and compete abroad. Will's knowledge and just experience at looking after baits in those extreme temperatures over a prolonged time, over several days, is just fantastic. And every time I associate with Will, you know, he's been brilliant to travel with obviously, but just to learn from him as regards baits and stuff, it just reminds you about the challenges that you get from competing in countries abroad that are in different climates from what we're used to over here in this end of Europe. So fantastic trip all around. Like I say, I'll give you a bit more information about it all in a month's time after the World Feeder Fishing Championships, and obviously we're all rooting for England, hoping they're going to bring back a gold medal. So that is what last week was all about. Fantastic opportunity, and thank you to everybody who sent so many well wishes and messages. I just overwhelming and very humbling. Thank you, I really appreciate it, and so do all the lads. So a bit of news for you from back home. A lot of you have been asking me about these new products that have been coming out from Matrix and what I'm kind of using now and what's incorporated into my kit. There's loads of new products out, and a lot of people have asked me about the new feeder guide as well. I know a lot of you, because you're watching this channel, are feeder heads like me and you're really into your feeder fishing. Matrix, I don't know if it was 2 years ago, launched a bit of a feeder guide. It was a free printed guide that was in all Matrix stockists. they've done that again. You know, it's an updated version with all the new products in there, and there's more information about just tips about rigs and all that sort of thing. It's available in 2 different places. You can get it in Tattle shops, so that's going to be in Tattle shops within the next few days, I believe, in stockists. But if you can't wait that long, there is an online version that you can take a look at. Just click on the link below, that'll take you to the Fish Matrix website, and it just kind of, you know, I think it's a 32-page guide of some of the new products, all feeder products obviously, and it just goes through some hints and tips about different types of rigs, and there's just a little bit of input from all the Matrix anglers, so you get a nice perspective from, like, you know, myself here in the UK, and Mark Pollard and Sean Little, all the lads that are here in the UK, and some of the consultants that are over in mainland Europe as well. It's nice to see how they, you know, they set up their rigs, and it's just nice to compare the two, because it just builds to you know, your whole armoury of feeder fishing. I've had a few questions come in this week, and a lot of them have been about the tactics and things in Italy, which, you know, sadly I can't quite divulge to you just yet, but I will do in due course. A lot of people have asked about the travelling. As you can appreciate, competing in these events abroad, obviously, you know, a lot of the time is all about working the venue out, how to catch the fish and all that sort of stuff, find out what the best baits are. But a massive part of all that is actually travelling and getting over there. The logistics of getting all your kit there, logistics of getting to the venue, sorting the digs out and all that sort of thing, you know. It's something that would warrant a video on its own one day, but, you know, I can't do that at this stage. Travelling wise, loads of people have asked me. We actually drove, like I say, I drove with Will Freeman. We went down through France, going on the toll roads, straight down through France. We stopped in southern France just before the border of Italy. We then went straight into Italy. So we did it in 2 days. Coming back, we came straight out of Italy at the northern side, straight into Switzerland. We actually took a shortcut through Switzerland, and that's where 1 or 2 of the video shots are from for you, just to show you some of the scenery. It was really nice to come back that way, you know. So we went straight through Switzerland, through the border at Bâle, and into France, and then we stayed at a place not far from Paris for the night. We did about 700 miles that day. We stayed there, and then we only had about an hour and a half to the Channel Tunnel, so we could just cross straight back into England. So again, we did that in two days. It's 1,300 miles, you know. It is possible to do that in one hit, but we strongly wouldn't recommend it, you know. It's very, very tiring, even with 2 drivers, and especially if you're going to do it after the competition, you know. So yeah, I mean, like I said, that will warrant a video on its own one day, just about the logistics of that, but it's just fantastic to see how close some of these venues really are. You can just get in your van and go, with the tunnel being where it is. And if you're on a budget, you can plan it all in advance, and I'd strongly recommend anyone that wants to fish these kind of events abroad, just you know, keep in touch on Facebook with all the events that are being advertised, and just try it out, you know. I'm sure you'll either love it or hate it, but it certainly gives an added buzz to an event that, you know, if you're getting a little bit stale in the matches here in the UK, which I know a lot of people are, they like to go on these little adventures that are not just about the fishing. Strongly recommend it. And if anybody wants to know about any of the competitions I've been in abroad and that sort of thing, just pop me an email or comment below, and I'll do my very, very best to help you. Well, regular viewers will know that this Thursday night vlog is just really about touching base with you. You know, if I haven't been in any matches, people have still asked me to do this, just to kind of touch base with you, let you know what I've been focusing on for that week, even if it's not really big, you know, fishing in a match or anything. I haven't been in matches recently purely because I've been focusing on Italy. I gave that everything that I possibly could, just like the other lads have, and now that's behind us, you know, I can really focus on some other matches now that I've got coming up. I've got a couple of Feeder Masters tickets coming up, and I'm going to try and make those some live match footage for you, into videos for you. So if you haven't seen any of the other Feeder Masters matches and the live footage that I've done, quick link there for you, that'll take you to the playlist for all the Feeder Masters matches that I've filmed in the past. So I've got some of those coming up for you. I've got the Bow Beach Festival coming up, or I think it's known as the International Bow Beach Festival, feeder only. Lee Kerry's running that. There are going to be some anglers from mainland Europe coming over for that. I'll be staying down there with my dad, taking him down there, and a 3-day competition, so I'll be filming that for you, so that's going to be coming up. We've then also got, in about 10 or 11 weeks, it's the World Pairs, you know, the best festival on the calendar. I'm sure most people will agree. Last year's competition was filmed and just done it as a vlog for you. I'll put the link there for you if you want to catch up on that if you haven't already seen it. So I'll be filming that again. I'm fishing that with Richie Hull again this year, and we'll be doing our very best to make the frame again this year. There's so many matches coming up now, so if you haven't subscribed already, just click subscribe down there, click like, share, just keep in touch with the channel. That way you won't miss any of these uploads, because there are other matches coming up in between the ones that I've just mentioned. So if you like your live match footage and your tips and tricks and all that sort of stuff, just hit subscribe and that'll keep you in the loop. Well, I've only been back at work a couple of days and already it's hit me. It's nice to just get back in the office and just kind of get back to normal, as it were. You know, I'm a working lad like you lot, so without work there's no fishing, so it's been good to get back into that, to be honest, and have a nice little bit of a break from the fishing for a couple of days. Having said that, it's Thursday night. Tomorrow is the Matrix British Feeder Championship at Barston Lakes. It's not often I get a chance to fish a midweek match, and I've managed to book the day off work, so I'm down there. So I've just been going through all my feeders and all these sorts of things for tomorrow, and these sweetie looking things that I haven't used for quite a while. So yeah, I'm at Barston Lakes tomorrow. I'm going to do my very best to film it for you, so I'm going to try and get a live match out of it tomorrow. It's been sponsored by Matrix, and Joe Crass is there from David Hall Publishing and Match Fishing Magazine. Should be a cracking day, really looking forward to it. £1,000 to the winner, and I think it's £100 for every 10 peg section, I think it is. So plenty to fish for, and I haven't been to Barston for ages, so I'm really looking forward to fishing down there, especially with it being this sort of fishing, which I haven't done for a while. So I'm really looking forward to that, and I'll do my very best to film it for you. Interestingly enough, I've just seen that Ian Folks actually won the Garblino Club Angler of the Year competition at Barston Lakes yesterday. Fantastic performance by him. £90, so there's obviously a few carp fishing, and I think he won it from peg 28, which is interesting. You know, it's not one of the hot pegs, that one, so it's nice to know that it's not just the predictable pegs that you might think you might need to win tomorrow. So yeah, wherever I draw, I'll be giving it my best, and like I say, it's £1,000 to the winner. And if not, if I'm in an area that doesn't look like it's, you know, obviously capable of winning the match, or there aren't many fish around, I'll be fishing for the 10 peg section. Really looking forward to that, and I'm taking Dad with me, of course, and I'll do my very best to get a live match video out of it for you. Another thing I spotted today for you, Feeder Masters. I know a lot of people ask about the tickets and availability, and if I hear anything, let you know. I'm letting you know. No, I know it's obviously over in Ireland, but there are still tickets available for it. If you are interested in that, that's this weekend. If you want to crack at trying to qualify for the Bow Beach £12,000 final, I'll put the link below for you. That'll take you straight to the Feeder Masters ticket website, where you can just purchase your ticket online, and that will secure you a place in this weekend's qualifier. Well, I know a lot of you are obviously looking forward to the weekend, as always. We've also got the river season just around the corner. I know there's loads of you itching to get on the rivers. Quite right, I can't blame you. I think I'm going to be having 1 or 2 sessions on a couple of the local rivers this summer while I've got a chance, and a gap in matches. It'll be nice to do a little bit more river fishing. You know, I do love that style. I just don't get a chance when there aren't so many matches that I fish on rivers. So that's it. I'm at Barston tomorrow, so I'll be thinking about you all, obviously. I hope you all have a fantastic weekend. I know I'm going to see some of you there tomorrow. Hope I do, and it'd be great to see you. And like I say, it's going to be great to be fishing with some of these little treats tomorrow. So hopefully I'm going to draw a peg that's going to give me a chance of doing well. Have a fantastic weekend. Really appreciate you watching. If you want to keep in touch with all these videos, like I say, now Italy's out of the way, I can just focus on these videos and, you know, a few of the bigger competitions that I've got coming up. So I'm now working my way through the list with all the uploads of the videos that you guys have requested, like the live matches, sessions on the bank, some rig videos, some ground bait videos, all sorts of things like that coming. So just hit subscribe, and the bell will inform you of every single upload, and that way you won't miss anything. So thanks for watching, really appreciate it. Have a fantastic weekend, and I will see you in a few days' time.